Found a secret place. How clear this water is.
Quench your thirst for adventure in El Questro, in the Kimberley region of Western Australia, or as we like to call it, WA.
I'm Letty.
And Albert.
From Letty&Albert Go-Go, and so glad that you're here and join us on this adventure in El Questro. Waterfall, gorgeous
waterfalls.
Gorgeous waterfalls. Here we go, and peace be the journey. This is controlled burning.
Maybe Australia.
Yeah,
that's the range that features in them.
Oh wow.
But this whole Coburn range here, once Discovery bought the place in 2021, they gave it back to government and they're in the process of giving it to traditional owners.
What's that range called?
The Coburn.
Who?
Coburn. Spelled Cockburn.
Spelled Cockburn. Here in the Kimberley.
So you're Australian K-pop, you can eat the petal.
Well, the rainy season started.
Yeah.
The rainy season started.
Yeah.
And it's just one edible component. You can eat the tuber from the sapling, so the baby plant. And that is your kapok seed pod. So this has the kapok fluff, which was an Asian variety they used commercially for life jackets and pillow stuffing, that kind of thing. The Australian one never had much commercial value, but it was distributed a lot by the Australian or the Afghani cameleers. When they were going across country, they'd pack it into their saddles. The early cattlemen would have done it too, and the Aborigines probably used a fair bit of it for cushioning, clothing, etc. But that's pretty solid right now. You crack it open.
Is that what I've seen in some of those stores where they've carved? Have they carved that, or is that
would be the big boab nut, which we'll come across today.
Oh, so just that fluff.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So this will dry out and become a bit more of like a cotton down material, and these seeds turn black. And when they use it as a stuffing, they never took the seeds out, and they're really combustible, so super flammable and also a bit hyperallergenic. So they don't use kapok anymore for your pillows and life jackets and stuff, but your parrots love eating it when it's like this, and this is what coincides with the freshwater crocodile breeding cycle. So flowers out means it's dry season. These turn into the seed pod, and while it's green like this, it's the incubation period. And your freshies, they lay eggs in the sand like turtles do.
Yeah.
This will turn brown, dry off, crack open, and release all of this kapok. And as you can see, light fluffy material, it's wind dispersal. And when this all flies away, that means that the hatchlings are out. So they used it as a method to go hunt for the eggs during the incubation period. So now is a good time to go find them.
Oh, wow. Cool. We have now arrived at the Emma Gorge Resort, and you can actually stay here. And then we're going to take a hike up to the Emma Gorge. We are still in the Kimberley, which is fantastic. Oh my gosh, it's just so pretty. And learning so much.
Headed to Emma Gorge. I didn't like the comment that we might see snakes, but stay tuned and find out.
Trying to find where all the birds are coming from, all the sounds.
I'll only get a little bit because I don't want to damage the tree too much. So you see this nice red inner resin here? Yeah. This is the tree's own immune defense, so antifungal, antimicrobial, but acts really well as an antiseptic and anti-inflammatory. Basically, make it into a bit of a paste, and you apply that to a wound. Okay. It can be open wound, works really well in mozzie bites, provides like instant relief. I've used it myself because I figured better practice what I preach, that it's got anti-cancerous properties and that. I'm not sure how it's being incorporated into modern medicine, if it has at all, but there is potential there for it. What you can also do is dip that flower in your bottle of water, like a tea bag, and pull it out, and it makes like your bush cordial.
Oh, nice. All right, and we're off again. This is Letty&Albert Go-Go. This time we're going to Emma Gorge, and peace be the journey. And we're booking here.
take ourselves right back to the ancient geological history. It was formed when the Kimberley Craton, separate landmass, collided with the Australian continent, fused together. But through this collision, a lot of tectonic volcanic activities caused these uprisings and formed an ancient mountain range they say was supposedly the size of the Andes. So huge. And that was made of what we call the mother rock, feldspars and granites that date back to 2.5 billion years old. Because they're so old, no flora holding down the rock and sediment. It was really quickly eroded, as well as with some big glacial cycles that took the caps off the mountains. All that erosion deposited the sediment into shallow ocean basins, and that's what formed the sedimentary rock that you see today. So when you see the cliff walls, the ridge lines, the gorges all around here, it's mostly made up of sandstone. It's the main rock composition. Now this dates back on average to about 1.8 billion years old. Of course there are all these different types of sandstones around the area, which I'll talk about a little bit later.
Telling Albert that we spend so much time looking down to make sure we don't run into a snake or fall off a rock or hurt ourselves, that we forget every now and then to look up and see what an amazing place we're in. So here's the amazing place we're in. There's the heart again. Look at the carvings. There's worms. Little critter. Some implements from comments so far?
Awesome walk. A little heavier than we're used to, but trekking along.
It's like a zebra stone.
So little 6 ant, green ant, they weave these nests with the leaves here. You can just get them on your hand.
And you eat them?
Mm-hmm. And taste like lime. Really
Oh,
sweet.
really?
Yeah, it's a bush trail mix.
Right? Okay.
You want to give it a go?
I will.
You can just put your finger on, they'll crawl onto you, and then you can just go straight into the
Oh,
gob.
really? So I go like this and they get on my... And they know they're going to be eaten?
No, they think they're going to eat you,
And
but...
I just eat?
Yeah, straight in the mouth. Oh, I think you missed him.
No, I got one. There's two. I don't want to... Isn't that an inviting place to go swimming? Wow. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful, huh? What is this one called? Turquoise. Okay. We're getting there. Almost there. All right. Stay with me. Most beautiful place here in Kimberley is coming up. I've been hearing from the Australians coming back from this Emma Gorge that is one of the best watering holes they've ever seen. So here we go. Wow. With the ferns. Oh, wow. Let me get closer. Oh, the waterfalls. The wet season comes pouring out. Or the beginning of the dry season, the end of the wet season. Beautiful. Oh no. Oh my gosh. But you know I am.
By the way, it feels amazing. It feels amazing.
Amazing? Amazing? Amazing?
I want you as my mom. You can be my mom too. Oh yes, yes,
Oh, I want you to see how clear this water is. Look how amazing this watering hole. This is awesome. I think, look at the leaf. Ah, nice. Let's see the other way where we came from. All the people here. Okay, Dickerson Quarry in Maryland. I think this is going to give you a run for your money. Nice.
So we're on our way back.
Do we make it? Did
made
we
the
make it back?
turnaround.
Another video. Do we make it back?
I believe he said about 3.2 kilometers
Kilometers.
round trip.
On
So,
rocks.
Yeah, we're working our way back and we'll see what happens.
I'm refreshed. I went in the water.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And we're going to have some tea in the bush.
I
How
touched the water and my nuts became tonsils, so that was good enough for me.
You can't say nuts.
I can say
on
nuts.
that. You can't say nuts.
Nuts are edible.
You can say, what? I am definitely loving all these baobabs. Well,
Almost there.
we made it. Hey, it's where we're headed next. We've had a bit of tea and now we're headed to Zebedee.
Zebedee Springs.
Zebedee Springs.
Geothermal area.
Oh, so the water will be a lot warmer than what I had this morning in the Emma Gorge. But that was perfect after a nice walk. All right, here we go.
Now the Kimberley, as I touched on with that ancient mountain range, that was really integral for supporting species during the aridification process of Australia. So within the last 15 million years, basically had these big glacial cycles which stopped precipitation, so no rainfall, and dried up all the smaller creeks, rivers, billabongs, that kind of thing. When you're looking at the Kimberley on the map, you've got coastal barrier to the north and the Great Sandy Desert and Tanami Desert to the south. So it's basically an island pocket within Australia. So it became a refugium for species. They all congregated to the Kimberley, sectioned off by these borders. And because of that ancient elevations, it provided a bit of thermal buffering, so more ideal conditions for their survival, as well as permanent water sources, a bit like this one. So this is geothermal water that constantly comes out of the ground. So it allowed for species persistence. There's enough connectivity between the landscape that they could disperse and keep breeding, expand that gene pool, because typically in island populations you get bottlenecking and inbreeding depression, that kind of thing. But the Kimberley's different, and it's become a mega centre for diversity and species endemism, so plant and animals that are only found within the Kimberley area. Amphibians. Your reptile and amphibian diversity and endemism is greater here than anywhere else in Australia, and probably one of the greatest in the world too.
Woohoo!
More than northern Queensland, Cape Tribulation, that area.
Yep. Yeah, the Kimberley's got the highest for herpetofauna, so that is like snakes, lizards, amphibians. A small crustacean in this water that they haven't found anywhere else in the world. So little sections like this are super unique, super fragile environment. That's why we close it to the public. We'll see when we get up there, the water's probably pretty stirred up. Once you guys are settled in there, it should go back to its natural state and you'll see how pristine it is. It looks like they're making my job easier and all leaving on their own accord.
It's a beautiful area.
Now, nice geothermal water, you might notice a slight temperature increase closer to the vents, but that requires a little bit of rock scrambling. For most of you, this is probably the pick of it. Now, as you can see, the water's pretty stirred up. It gets a lot of foot traffic in those public open hours. And so that's half the reason why we close it down, just to let this place regenerate. It is quite a fragile environment. And a couple of cool things to note in here. Me and my mob, we've touched on a bit of geology around this area. Basically, some really ancient granites and feldspars that date back to about 2.5 billion years old. They made up the sandstones that you see today. You can somewhat find remnant granites within the sand on the bottom here, which have been flushed out of the deep earth by the water here. Now you also see a little bit of bubbling that comes up out of the ground. This relates to those granites as well, buried down in the deep earth. Basically they're really, really hot. And when the water in the deep earth travels over and splits that water molecule, and you're seeing the hydrogen and oxygen being released to the surface. So that's likely what's heating the water here at Zebedee. I say it's around 32, 30 degrees.
I think we found the Garden of Eden. What a great place. All right, swimming hole. how clear the water is. The secret place.
Look at him watching.
Yeah, he's like, don't you even think about it. Oh, he's a long one. Let me see if I can hit his face.
What does it mean?
Rid stroke.
Yeah.
Springs, and now we're headed back. We're gonna go for lunch.
Introduced, but you connect the flower petals like that. They're pretty tart, but not so bad.
What was the name of the flower again?
Rosella bush.
Rosella bush.
They make a nice jam.
Oh, nice.
Or you can like glacé them and drop them into your champagne.
All right. Try one now. No?
From South Africa.
I bet every person tries this.
I can see where the jam would be good. It's like rhubarb. Yeah.
And we'll eventually connect with the Pentecost, which is one of the main rivers, and we'll cross over that next.
Okay.
We are at El Questro station. We came here for lunch. This is where everybody kind of lives that work around in the area. There's about 150 people that work here during the season, and then only about, I think it was 30 that stay here the whole year. Look, this has been an absolutely amazing tour. But wait, there's more. We were just joking about that. We're going now on a cruise.
Itself and rusting upon contact with the air. So we have some beautiful weeping paper bark along the bank on our right here, as well as the silver leaf paper bark. A great tree to be able to identify along with the pandanus, as they can only survive at places of permanent water sources. So a great one to look for if you are ever lost out bush, because that is where you'll find your fresh water. We also have, on the cliff face itself, some beautiful tropical red box growing straight out of the rocks. We also have native rock fig that produces a fig that is edible for humans and other animals. And one of my favourite plants in this gorge is the spinifex. And I know it's incredibly spiky and quite flammable, but spinifex is a incredibly resourceful plant. So what you can do is you can actually harvest resin from the base of the plant that is quite sticky, and you can use it as a glue to affix spearheads or make jewellery. Oh, I can see a short-eared rock wallaby. So if you're looking on the right-hand side of the vessel, just about less than halfway up the cliff, underneath the rock fig, in a cave, just between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock of the vessel, the front of the vessel. It's going behind the first section of silverleaf paperbark now. We should pop up just as we go past that paperbark in the cave. Coming up on 3 o'clock of the vessel shortly, just underneath the rock fig, and we have our short-eared rock wallaby.
Oh, there he is.
Head to their bottom, not including their tail. And they will spend pretty much their whole lives in these gorges. Are quite vulnerable when they are coming down to drink from the water, because that is when they're vulnerable to crocodiles eating them. Their other predator is a white-bellied sea eagle, as well as the wedge-tailed eagle, and occasionally the olive pythons that do reside in those cave networks as well. Currently we are on the 8th longest river in the Kimberley. This is the Chamberlain River, named in 1901. Prior to that, it was known as Mumbalanyari or Mumbalamindi, which is the traditional Ngarangan name for the waterway. So we don't get earthquakes in the Kimberley anymore. Our fault lines have long since fused together.
which one's squirting at me.
It's squirting from over there.
Jumping, it's just because they spit.
I don't know, they're archerfish that do that.
They just spit.
That's a kid.
Yeah, nice. Wow.
And thank you so much for being the best tour guide ever and taking some of the photos for us.
Loads of information. It was really amazing.
Oh yeah, even if you don't go to El Questro, when you're in Cananara or in that area in the Kimberley region, find Billy. And he is full of information and we thoroughly enjoyed it and it was worth it.
What was your favorite part of the journey?
My favorite part was getting into the water in Emma Falls. It was great, and I also liked the Zebedee Falls as well. It was a nice little nook, and I was able to find a little area where nobody else. There were two groups there, and we had a smaller group at the beginning. And shout out to those ladies, nurses from Melbourne. And I was so glad to have joined the trip with them, and we had a wonderful experience. Hey Albert, what was your favorite experience from the trip?
Yeah, the gorges and the lake, all that was beautiful. I really enjoyed learning about the land.
Another great experience in Australia. We recommend. I don't know what to tell you. I think, we're going to be here for 4 months, and I don't think it's enough time. I hope you get here. And again, a shout out to Australians if you're watching this video. Part of your Kimberley region itinerary, the bungles from the video before that we mentioned going to the bungles, and we recommend also going to El Questro. And stay tuned for our video on Lake Argyle. And Lake Argyle, I would definitely add to your itinerary as well. So those 3 places we went, we would recommend anybody visiting the Kimberley region. And we recommend you visit the Kimberley region.
And it's not a girl. It's wild.
Well, a girl could be wild, but it is more than a girl's name. It's an adventure.